G'day guys, Fitcho here and welcome to another challenge video here on F1 2018, and today we are doing the Ayrton Senna 6th gear challenge at Interlagos in the McLaren MP4-6 from that 1991 season. Now if you guys don't know the history behind this challenge, let's quickly bring you up to speed. It's the second race of the 1991 season. Hometown hero and two-time world champion Ayrton Senna was still yet to win his home Brazilian Grand Prix. After 7 tries, his best result was only second place all the way back, I think it was 1986, when he was still driving with Team Lotus. But despite being in a dominant McLaren team, winning 2 world championships, he was still unable to take victory on home soil in Brazil. But it looked like that was all about to change in 1991 at Interlagos. He was out in the lead of the race, controlling the race, but little did the fans know his gearbox was failing on him. First of all, he lost 4th gear, then he lost 3rd and 5th. He was essentially only stuck in 6th gear, and that put huge physical strain on the body, and he also had to battle with the car, just try not to stall it through some of the slower corners. And while all that was going on, all the battles Senna was fighting within himself and within his own car, he had Nigel Mansell hunting him down in, I assume it was the Williams in 1991. But ironically, Mansell's gearbox actually failed before Senna's did, and then Riccardo Patrese started hunting Senna down, but he also had gearbox issues, and somehow Senna got that car to the end only in 6th gear and managed to hold off Patrese to win by, I think it was about 2.5 seconds, and finally win his home Grand Prix, which is such a big deal for a very proud Brazilian like Senna was. But he was so physically drained after that race, just battling with the car in 6th gear. Obviously it puts an enormous strain on the body, especially in some of the slower corners, and trying not to stall the car because the steering would have been so heavy. He couldn't actually get himself out of the car. He had to be extracted from the car and driven back to the pits in the medical car, and on the podium he struggled to lift the trophy up above his head. Absolutely crazy scenes, and that's what we're going to try to recreate in some sense here on F1 2018. Use the general premise of being stuck in 6th gear while leading the race at home in Ayrton Senna's McLaren. So, the way this challenge is going to work, we have a 3-lap race here at Interlagos. I've put it on pole position. We're going to go off the grid normally. We're going to take the first few corners normally, but once I hit 6th gear for the first time in this race, I can then no longer shift gears. So I can go up through the gears, I can start in 1st and go all the way to 6th, but once I hit 6th gear, I cannot shift gears again, and then I just have to hold on and try to win this race while only in 6th gear. Quickly, before we do get into this video, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe with notifications on, and if you have any challenges you want to see me do, make sure you do comment them down below. But without further ado, let's get to the race. Here we go, the Ayrton Senna 6th gear challenge up into 1st gear as the lights come on. And it's lights out, and away we go. This challenge is underway. A lot of wheel spin off. Oh, too much wheel spin, too much wheel spin. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Right, let's try that again, shall we? Just ignore that happen completely. And let's go again for this challenge, and it's lights out, and away we go. Try to control that wheel spin a little bit more. Oh, I'm trying to control the wheel spin. There's so much of it, and I've lost 4 positions off the start, and that makes this challenge impossible because I have to be in the lead of, oh, the back end coming around on me. Oh, yeah, we've hit the grass, we're in the wall. This car is smashed up.
That looks bad. Are you alright? Let me know you're alright. That looks bad.
Far out.
What happened? Let me know you're okay. Are you alright? Engine off.
And it's lights out, and away we go. This challenge is back underway. Too much wheel spin. Oh, I've done it again. That's going to make this challenge, oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, we're being collected. We've caused chaos. The challenge part of this challenge was meant to be holding the lead in 6th gear, not holding pole position down into turn number 1, but that is proving to be quite difficult. I'm trying my best to control this wheel spin. You can just see Lawrenson, or whatever his name is, he started on the front row of the grid with me. How good a start he got. The AI start in this car is absolutely insane, and I can just not compete with it. We need a mega run down this straight. We have a good run. We're in 6th gear, so we can no longer shift down. We're going to dive up his inside into turn 4, and we are into the lead of the race. And now in 6th gear, I cannot shift gears again for the rest of this 3-lap race, and we need to try to hold on to this lead. And we have cars right behind us. There's been a crash further on in the pack, but that doesn't really bother us. Running a little bit wide, a lot of understeer in this car. Obviously in 6th gear, the higher gear you're in, the less the car does want to turn. So through these slower corners, it's going to make it really, really difficult. And the other thing you're going to notice, we just don't have the acceleration out of these corners. We don't have the torque there, because they're so low in the RPM. One positive though about doing this challenge on F1 2018 and not in, say, real life or any other sim that's actually a little bit better in terms of how the manual H pattern does work, is we can't stall the car in F1 2018. That is impossible, so we don't have to worry about balancing the clutch through some of the slower corners. But we do have to worry about the AI coming down this pit straight, so it gets such bad acceleration onto this straight, and they're right there on our gearbox. They're heading to our outside down into the center S. We do hold on to this position for now. We need a good run through this turn 3 Curva do Sol, I believe it is called, and onto this what is normally a DRS straight, because it's another place they're going to get a mega run on us. We look to the inside just to defend that line a little bit, and we do defend that line down into turn number 4. The place I'm probably most vulnerable, I feel like, is through the middle part of the circuit in terms of my speed, because I'm just struggling with understeer through the middle of the corner, and I've got no acceleration out of these tight corners. But this isn't really a place where they can overtake, so I could just about be safe here if I am lucky. I can take... Oh, they're fighting each other. That is going to help us a lot. If the two AI are fighting over second place, that's going to make this challenge a whole lot easier than I first thought it would be. They are still going at it, those two. And you can see there's just a little bit of a gap between us now. And this could make this far too easy for us, actually, as we head down into the last proper corner. As we set a purple sector, well, we are in the lead and it is lap number 2, but still, we went faster than anyone else in that first lap through that sector. And onto the straight we go. They are still going side by side, as we're finally starting to hit the right revs for this gear down this straight, hit the speeds we need. As we set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and that gets taken away by many drivers, as now we only have 1 lap left to go. On to the final lap, and this challenge is proving a lot easier than it was meant to be. The car isn't that difficult to drive. It's not that understeering. I don't have the physical pressures on me that Ayrton Senna would have been under trying to deal with this, the G-forces and whatnot, and especially the weight of the wheel that he would have experienced. We don't have any of that to contend with. But it hasn't been too bad to drive it. Here we go. Lawrenson is right on our gearbox up into this right-hander. I've sent it in way too deep, and we've spun it on a bump. Right, I thought this challenge was going to be super easy during that attempt, but I got complacent and fucked it up. So here we go again. We're back on the grid, and now we have the challenge of actually holding on to the lead by the time we do hit 6th gear, and that's been a much better start by our standards, the best start I've had in this car so far, but still not a good enough start to hold on to this lead through turns 1, 2, and 3. We do go trying to keep the throttle pinned, as now into 6th gear we go. We cannot shift gear again in this race, and we're not close enough to get up into the lead of this Grand Prix. Here we go again. Hopefully we can actually get into the lead so we can actually do this challenge. It's just a bit difficult to do a challenge where you have to hold the lead if you can't even get into the lead. And off the line, we do go. Not the best start in the world. We're going to dive up the inside of the leader. It's a bit argy-bargy here, but I'm not too fussed about the racecraft right now because I'm in the lead of the race, and now the challenge is on. Now this is where things get serious. We're in 5th gear. There we go, into 6th gear, and now I can move my foot off the clutch pedal. We don't need that pedal again. I'm just going to keep this car in 6th gear, and the AI, oh, they're fighting again. They're falling back, and I think it's going to be a breeze to the end if they're going to stay that far back and keep fighting each other again. Right, here we go, onto the long back, curving straight towards turn 1. Here comes Lawrenson. As we head through the last corner, we're starting to get to the speeds that we should be at in this gear. As down into turn number 1, he looks to our outside, but we have the inside line into turn 1, and we hold on to that position. We got a little bit of understeer through turn 1, to be expected when you're in 6th gear in what should be a 2nd gear corner. That compromised our line through 2 and 3, is onto the straight down to turn 4. He's not quite close enough to send it up our inside into turn 4, which does surprise me. I would have thought I'd be a sitting duck down that straight, and I felt like a sitting duck, but he just doesn't really feel like going for an ultra aggressive move, I guess. Right, out of the last real corner here at Interlagos, onto the power, and you can see we just have no acceleration. Here comes the AI, onto this long back straight, heading up to the last corner, and onto the pit straight. Is he going to try to make a move to our outside, or is he going to be close enough down into turn number 1? Onto the brakes we go. They are looking ever so slightly to the outside, but they're not challenging me. I don't really know what's going on right now. This is proving easier than it should have been, this challenge, and now it looks like those two want to have a duel and just leave me out here in the lead of this race in 6th gear. As now down into turn 4 we go. That was a major opportunity for them, but they're not close. Oh, okay, yeah, let's keep this guy on the track. They're fighting each other there over 3rd place. Now let's actually get this corner right this time on the final lap. And hopefully we can actually complete this challenge, as the yellow flags are out just behind us in that sector. I think that was a battle for 3rd possibly coming unstuck there. And someone is off the track, as that guy in 2nd, Lawrenson or whatever his name is starting to catch back up to us. And there is a chance he could possibly get us if he closes right up to us through the last real corner and gets a nice exit, because we just don't have the acceleration. But based on the previous 2 laps and earlier attempts, I don't think he's going to. We get quite wide there, and onto the power we do go, and here he comes. Oh, he's got a mega run. He's got a mega run. No, don't do this to me. No, not like that. That's not nice. And now we have a run back into Rich Revs. Are we actually going to get him on the line? No, we don't. Are you kidding me? They don't challenge me for the entire race and they get me on the final straight. That's not fair. 17 thousandths of a second. Are you kidding me, Marie? Are you kidding me? Now we have to do it all again. Oh, there we go. We have hooked this start up perfectly, and we actually get the whole shot down into turn number 1. That is very, very nice. Now this challenge is on into 4th gear, now into 5th, and one last gear shift that we managed to fuck up. There we go. That's always a good sign. Fucking up the last gear shift of a no shift challenge. As into 6th gear we go, and we cannot change that gear, the gear again. We can't shift again. But we have a little bit of a gap right now, which is what we want. Oh, here he comes. Oh, he's giving me a hit up the inside. That's not very nice there, Marie. That's actually a girl, and I'm calling him a he. That is, okay, yeah, apologies for that. But she's right there, giving me a hit up the inside, not giving me a racing room, let's say. And they don't get that move done, unfortunately for them. And they're falling a fair way back as we come onto the straight, but they absolutely mugged me off at the end of the last race. Are they going to mug me off down the straight this time? We're about to find out. Through the last corner, we coming up to the line to end lap number 1. She is really closing in, but is she going to go for a move? No, she is not. Well, she thinks about it around the outside, but that is never going to work. Oh, we actually got wheel spin. Well, I don't think it was necessarily wheel spin. It was just the rear end losing all grip there. And we almost spun coming out of a slow speed corner. I've not really been thinking about the back end in this race. Like, I haven't really had to, as now she gives me a hit up the arse as she had nowhere really to go. I'm not too sure what she was doing. And now Moreno is getting involved, and we're side by side. We're finally hitting our stride in this gear, speed-wise and revs-wise. We head down towards turn number 1. They're on our outside, but we have the inside line, obviously, and we managed to hold on to that position as we head onto the final lap of this race. Here she comes again. We're going to defend the inside as we head down the DRS straight towards turn number 4 on to the brakes, and we have the inside line. She's not going to be able to make that move stick around the outside. How much longer can we actually hold on for? They have dropped a fair way back after trying that move around the outside. This is our opportunity. Let's try to get the best run we possibly can through this middle sector. Ignore that line. I've been watching too much Euro F3 recently over this past weekend at the Red Bull Ring, where they have no concept of track limits apparently. We're almost at the end of the infield section of this circuit. Through this hairpin we do go, and the rear end doesn't snap on us this time. Still a little bit of a gap there. Down the hill we go, and on to the brakes into this left-hander. And here we go, out of the last real corner, onto the power, flat out, up Well, not through the gears, up in the revs, we slowly go, the speed slowly ticks up, not as quickly as is ticking up for Marie behind us. Is she going to be close enough to mug us off at the line? I think she might just be. It's going to be a photo finish. And I think I've been mugged off again. I've been mugged off again. It was a dead heat. A dead heat across the line between me and Marie. A dead heat, that's good enough to a win for me. We technically crossed the line first. We just crossed the line first, like at the exact same time as another car. I'm going to take that as completing this challenge. That is actually insane. A dead heat on the line there. Absolutely mental. But that's going to do it for this Ayrton Senna 6th Gear challenge. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you do leave a like. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe. And make sure you comment below what other challenges you do want to see me do. I do find it fun doing something different like this, changing things up on a racing game, a nice break from the standard sort of career mode racing that you do get, which is also a lot of fun, which you should watch my career mode if you don't, because we had some epic racing there. But it is nice to change things up so things don't get repetitive. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.